Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Oh My God, I'm a Hairy Bastard. And today we're going to drink a beer from the UK. A beer from a brewery that I'm actually a really big fan of, but all the beers we've gotten from this brewery have been hoppy beers that have been a little older by the time I've gotten them. Now, this is the first one where the LCBO's great aging program of neglect doesn't bother me as much. This is from Thornbridge. This is their Beadeca as well. So Beadeca as well is a 5.3% alcohol smoked porter. I love me some porters, and I usually like me some smoked porters, so I'm actually really intrigued with this one. What do we have here? Ingredients. I like that too. They have ingredients up here. Please store upright in a dark, cool place and pour carefully. Ingredients: water, malted barley, wheat, hops, and yeast. And then it has under that Canada ingredients: water, malted barley, wheat, hop, and yeast. And ingredients: eau, malt d'orge, B, houblon, and Louvre. Imported for ID agencies on Yonge Street, Toronto, Canada. Best before August 24th, 2016. So this isn't actually, well, I don't know how long they were giving this beer, but it wouldn't sound like it's actually all that old in comparison to a lot of other things we end up with here in Ontario from this brewery. We'll be drinking out of the Moosehead dimpled mug, because why not? Alrighty, that is a beautiful looking porter. Look at that. That is super dark. Even the head is nice and dark. The head is creamy and bubbly, but at the same time, that dark color. The head is it's just a beautiful like mocha brown. The head is fading, but it's looking spectacular. There is a little bit of beer left in here, so we'll try and get it in the glass. There we go, boys and squirrels. There we go. Now, it's time for a sniff test. I'm worried. I love me some porters, and like I said, I like a lot of smoked beers. I love a couple of them, and I like a lot of them, and I hate a lot of them. And this one has me worried. It smells super smoky. Like, I do get some chocolate, and I do get some coffee, and I do get a nice caramel malt. But there is so much smoky wood. It smells like oak and hickory, and there's so much of it that it's reminding me of a campfire, just sitting out with my friends or my dad or my uncle or anyone else I've ever sat out with while I've had a fire. It's reminding me of that. But I mean, the first few sniffs were much stronger than the last few. The last few have I know now that I put my head down to the cup like that, I'm gonna get, is she trying to suck himself off? Trust me, I cannot bend that way. Can't do it. Yeah, those first few sniffs were a lot smokier, a lot stronger. Now it's kind of mingling in with the chocolate scent, and it's kind of becoming beautiful. But those first few sniffs actually really had me worried. There's still a tinge of just scalded wood, like when you. Somebody told me what it was called on one of my other videos, and I can't remember now. If any of you had the wood burners, those little like wood burning chisels that you could get, and a lot of kids had them in the 80s and early 90s. I don't think they're big anymore. but it kind of smells like you use that basically soldering iron that you draw on wood with, and it smells like sniffing that as you're doing it, you know, just the scalding scent that comes up. Alrighty, we're done talking. Let's try the beer. Cheers. Okay, I don't know if that's going to grow per sip, but just like that, that's actually not all that bad. It's like a little bit of hickory smoke, just a little bit of charred oak, nice little chocolate notes, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of breadiness, nice English breadiness, mixing with a nice English dirtiness. Just all in all, that's a really complex little beer. And it's very light-bodied, surprisingly. Yeah, the smoke hits up at the forefront when you're getting your caramel and your chocolate. The smokiness invades right then. So you get your caramel and your chocolate, and you get like a hickory smoke and a little bit of charred oak. Then as you swallow, that chocolate scent goes from being a sweeter chocolate to a more bitter chocolate to mix with a tiny touch of coffee, and then the English breadiness comes in with that dirtiness, that English hopping. And then as that English hopping and that dirtiness is starting to dry out your palate, the smokiness comes back, and it's reminding me of having, well, it just reminds me of things like fucking plank smoked salmon. You know, when you go to a fancy restaurant and they take that plank of wood and they throw the plank of wood on the fire, and the plank of wood is what's smoking up as the salmon cooks and all that. It reminds me of stuff like that. I like this beer. I actually think for the Thornbridge family, this is one of my least favorite Thornbridge beers, in that I don't think it's nearly as strong as their other beers. I don't enjoy it nearly as much as their other beers, but I do think this is a solid beer. I mean, I don't think it's like Halcyon or Jaipur or any of their other hopped beers that are really good. But I think Beadeca as well is a solid beer. I don't know if I would chase this down, since there are other porters in the country, excuse me, that are local, that I could drink. Hell, like Stranger Than Fiction from Hamilton, from Collective Arts. I would rather drink that than this any day. But this is a nice little porter. I would give this a 7.5 out of 10. I think this is a solid little beer. I just don't think it's anything special. I like that the smoke was scary on the nose, but very approachable on the palate. I really enjoy that. So, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.